Good morning. Today we are going to continue that chemical property of sulfuric acid. So in the chemical property of sulfuric acid, we will study the different nature of sulfuric acid. What nature are there? Nature of sulfuric acid. So first of all, that acidic nature. Second one is non-volatile. Third one is oxidizing, and fourth one is dehydrating. So in the previous video, we have completed up to three nature of the sulfuric acid: acidic nature, non-volatile, and oxidizing nature. Now one property is left, that dehydrating nature. So today we are going to discuss about the dehydrating nature of sulfuric acid. So this concentrated sulfuric acid is used as dehydrating agent. Dehydrating agent. What do you mean by dehydrate? This is made up of two terms. Dehydrate. D means removal and hydrate means water. So if you remove water molecule from any substance, from any compound or any substance, then the process is called dehydration, means removal of water. So now the question is that this concentrated sulfuric acid is used as dehydrating agent. So what is the reason? This concentrated sulfuric acid has a strong affinity, for water molecule. Concentrated sulfuric acid has a strong affinity for water molecule. It can remove chemically combined water molecules if water molecules are not there, or elements of water. Elements of water means water formula is there, H2O, the ratio of hydrogen is 2:1. So this water molecule, hydrogen oxygen will be removed, that is the ratio is 2:1. So this concentrated sulfuric acid, it has a strong affinity for water molecule. Concentrated sulfuric acid has a strong affinity for water molecule. It can remove chemically combined water molecules. And if the chemically combined water molecules are not there, so it can remove elements of water. So now the question for you, what are the elements of water? So elements of water, that H2O is there, hydrogen oxygen 2:1 ratio is there. So that element of hydrogen oxygen will be removed. So the question can be asked to you, why this concentrated sulfuric acid is used as dehydrating agent? So your answer will be there, it has a strong affinity for water molecule. It can remove chemically combined water molecule. And if the chemically combined water molecules are not there, it can remove elements of water. So this sulfuric acid, it can be used as drying agent as well as dehydrating agent. So this concentrate H2SO4 used as drying agent. Drying agent means to absorb moisture, and it can be used, concentrated sulfuric acid can be used as dehydrating agent. So we have studied in this hydrochloric acid chapter, hydrochloric gas, that concentrate sulfuric acid is used as drying agent in that one. So when this concentrate sulfuric acid is used as drying agent, it is a physical change. Physical change. Because composition of molecule remains same. But when it is used as dehydrating agent, it will be a chemical change. It is a chemical change because the composition of molecule changes. So in your syllabus, that two are given, that sugar and copper sulfate. So that only will take sugar crystals and copper sulfate. So what is the formula of sucrose? Sucrose, this is the chemical name of the sugar what you are eating. In that one, sucrose is present. So the formula of the sucrose is C12H22O11. This is sugar. If you see in this molecule, water molecules are not there. But water formula, as you know, H2O is there. The ratio of hydrogen oxygen 2:1 is there. So here also 2:1 and 11 molecule of water is there. So when this concentrate sulfuric acid react with sugar crystal, concentrated H2SO4, this will form 12C and 11H2O. So steam is released. This one is black, spongy mass. You must have seen at your home, if you take some sugar crystal and keep on the spoon and just you bring near the flame, then you will see that will char and you will get the black substance because water molecules are removed. So as you are getting there by heating in a flame, same observation you will get here. When concentrate sulfuric acid is added to the sugar crystal, then steam is released and black spongy mass is obtained. This equation can be written like this also. C12H22O11, then N2SO4. This is concentrated. This will form 12C, 11H2O, and then N2SO4. So like this the equation will be given to you. Then it is asked to you what nature of the concentrate sulfuric acid is being sodium. So you people are confused. You people think that it is written on the arrow, so it is a catalyst. It is not a catalyst. What is the work of the concentrate sulfuric acid here? It is used as dehydrating acid. Dehydrating nature is used. So either this way or that way, dehydrating nature. Then the question can be asked to you, give your observation. So for these reactions, observation. What you will observe? So what you will say that black spongy mass is formed and steam is released. Here also same or the same equation is there. Then they can ask you, give a chemical equation in which sulfuric acid is showing dehydrating nature. So this equation can be written. So just you go through your book, page number 212. Just you see that sugar crystals are there. In the sugar crystal, that concentrate sulfuric acid is added. Then in the diagram you see steam evolve black spongy charred mass of carbon form. Observation you can underline, very important. Black spongy mass of carbon form, steam is seen to be evolved. And then addition of concentrate sulfuric acid to sugar, dehydrating property. This equation is written as I have written on the board. Next one is copper sulfate. Only these two are in the syllabus. So chances will be there they will ask the question from these two only. So copper sulfate. What is the color of copper sulfate? If you have seen that copper sulfate, blue color crystal is there. So this copper sulfate contains 5 molecules of water. This is blue copper sulfate. 5 molecules of water are there. When you add concentrate What is the work of concentrate sulfuric acid? Concentrate sulfuric acid is used as dehydrating agent. Then what do you observe when concentrate sulfuric acid is added in copper sulfate? So you will observe that blue crystals changes to white amorphous powder. These blue crystals changes to white amorphous powder. This is the observation. So this also you please mark there in your book that hydrated salt, blue hydrous, white anhydrous, removal of water of crystallization. So here 5 molecules of water are removed. So if it is asked what do you observe, observation, you can say that the blue crystals changes to white amorphous powder. Now next one is test for sulfuric acid. So here just to see how the question will be asked to you, all the 4 properties are completed. So some chemical equation will be given to you. They will ask you what nature of the sulfuric acid being shown. So that you have to match it. And sometimes they will ask the question, give a chemical equation in which sulfuric acid is showing acidic nature, non-volatile nature, oxidizing nature, diuretic nature. So this is coming in most important category. Some questions surely will get in board paper. Now test for sulfuric acid. So test for sulfuric acid you can categorize in 2 parts. The first part is taken for concentrate sulfuric acid and the second part is taken for gyro sulfuric acid. So test for sulfuric acid. So first of all, dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid. Sorry. First of all, concentrated sulfuric acid. So the concentrated sulfuric acid is checked with copper and sodium chloride. So when this concentrated sulfuric acid is heated with copper, it will form copper sulfate, water and sulfur dioxide. So when copper is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid, this colorless gas is released. Colorless gas is released. When it is passed through acidified KMnO4, then purple to colorless or clear colorless. This acidified KMnO4. Acidified KMnO4, when sulfur dioxide is passed, this purple color is there. It is clear colorless. If you take acidified potassium dichromate, this green color is there. When sulfur dioxide is passed, then you are getting, not the green, orange color. When sulfur dioxide is passed, you are getting clear green. Clear green one. So when the copper is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid, a colorless gas is released. When it is passed through acidified KMnO4, purple to clear colorless. With potassium dichromate, orange to clear green. Next one is sodium chloride is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid. So when sodium chloride is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid, this will form sodium hydrogen sulfate and HCl gas is released. So what do you observe here? A colorless gas is released. A colorless gas is released. It gives a dense white fume with a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide. A colorless gas is released. It gives a dense white fume with a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide. Then next one is test for dilute sulfuric acid. So in the dilute sulfuric acid, you can use barium chloride or lead nitrate. 2 solutions are there, you can use. So when this barium chloride is added in sulfuric acid, this will form 2HCl and barium sulfate. So here sulfuric acid, then this will form 2HNO3 and lead sulfate is formed. So lead sulfate again white precipitate. So here for the dilute sulfuric acid, this barium chloride is colorless is there. When it is added to the dilute sulfuric acid, white precipitate is formed. This white precipitate is formed because this barium sulfate is insoluble. When lead nitrate is added in dilute sulfuric acid, then again white precipitate is formed because of the formation of lead sulfate. So just to mark there in your book, just to see page number 212. Copper plus H2SO4 that gives sulfur dioxide. So test for sulfur dioxide as refined potassium dichromate, orange to clear green. And the second one NaCl test for HCl dense white fume with a glass rod dipped in ammonia solution. Ammonia or ammonium hydroxide both are same. Then dilute sulfuric acid, that barium sulfate and lead sulfates are insoluble in dilute HCl, hence give the white precipitate. So this lead sulfate is insoluble in hot even in heating, but PbCl2 however obtained by heating with lead nitrate with dilute HCl soluble in hot water. So dilute H2SO4 and dilute HCl can hence be distinguished using lead nitrate. So if you want to differentiate between dilute sulfuric acid and dilute hydrochloric acid, so lead nitrate can be used. How it will be used? So when you take the lead nitrate, add in dilute H2SO4 and dilute HCl, then lead sulfate is formed. It is insoluble in hot and cold water, and in HCl, if you take the lead chloride is formed, that is soluble in hot water. Even barium chloride can also be used. Then distinguish between dilute H2SO4 and dilute HCl and HO3. So here, with the help of the barium chloride or barium nitrate, you can use. So some questions you can note down. Just give a chemical test to distinguish between dilute sulfuric acid and dilute HCl. So give a chemical test to distinguish between dilute sulfuric acid and dilute HCl. Question is there. Give a chemical test to distinguish between dilute H2SO4 and dilute HCl. So lead nitrate can also be used and barium chloride can also be used. So I prefer the barium chloride. So when barium chloride solution is added in dilute sulfuric acid, white state is formed. White PPT is formed. Second one, when barium chloride solution is added in dilute HCl, then no precipitate is formed, no PPT is formed. And if you want to differentiate by using lead nitrate, can be used, no problem. So what do you say? Because when the lead nitrate is added here in H2SO4 and dilute HCl, in both the cases white precipitate is formed. But when you heat it, then in HCl, that lead chloride will be soluble on heating, but lead sulfate will be insoluble. So by that way also you can give, when lead nitrate is added to dilute sulfuric acid, that white precipitate is formed. It is insoluble in cold and hot condition. Here when lead nitrate is added in dilute HCl, white precipitate is formed. It is soluble on heating. So that way also can be written if you want. Then one more question, that give a chemical test. Give a chemical test to distinguish between dilute H2SO4 and dilute HNO3. Give a chemical test to distinguish between dilute H2SO4 and dilute nitrate acid. So here also, when you add barium chloride, white precipitate will be there no precipitate is there. So when barium chloride solution is added in dilute H2SO4, white precipitate is formed. The next one, when barium chloride solution is added in dilute HCl, no precipitate is formed. This is the answer. So like that you are getting the question in board paper. So this chemical test 5 mark questions you are getting important. So 2 questions I have given. And in your book it is given also. Just to go through your book, page number 212. Test to distinguish dilute H2SO4 from dilute HCl and dilute nitric acid. So barium chloride solution react with dilute H2SO4 to give a white precipitate of barium sulfate, but with dilute HCl and dilute nitric acid, no white precipitate is produced since BaCl2 and barium nitrates are soluble in dilute H2SO4. So that we have studied here. Now we can discuss board questions. So open the page number 215, CSC board questions. So next one, board questions. It is important because you can get the idea how the questions will be asked to you. So it is compulsory that you have to solve the board questions, and after completing the board question, that unit test is given, that also you have to solve. So 2001. That first question. Write equation for, first one is given. Write equation for dilute H2SO4 producing hydrogen gas. So this G react with dilute H2SO4, it forms zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Then second, between lead nitrate and dilute sulfuric acid. Between lead nitrate and dilute sulfuric acid. This will form 2HNO3 and lead sulfate. White precipitate. Then second one, explain how a reagent chosen from ammonium hydroxide, barium chloride, sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide, sulfuric acid, nitric acid is able to distinguish between two acids mentioned herein. So these two acids are H2SO4 and HNO3. And the reagent you can choose from that one, barium chloride. Reagent, just now we have discussed barium chloride. So when barium chloride is added in dilute H2SO4, white precipitate is formed. When barium chloride is added in dilute nitric acid, no precipitate is formed. So this is the answer. When barium chloride is added in H2SO4, white precipitate is formed. White precipitate is formed. The answer, when barium chloride is added in 2002. State the substances reacted with dilute or concentrate sulfurication to form the following gases. Hydrogen. So state the substance or substances with dilute sulfurication or concentrate sulfurication for the following gases. So first one is given for hydrogen. So zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. Then you can get the hydrogen. Second one is carbon dioxide. So for the carbon dioxide, sodium carbonate reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. Then second one, write the equation for laboratory preparation of sodium sulfate using dilute sulfuric acid. So this 2 sodium hydroxide react with H2SO4. This will form sodium sulfate and 2H2. Then lead sulfate using dilute sulfuric acid. So here you can take lead nitrate. So lead nitrate reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. So when the lead nitrate with the dilute sulfuric acid form 2HNO3 and then lead sulfate. So now 2002 is over. Now next one is 2003. So we are going to take 2003 questions. So next one is 2003. So 2003, that first question. 2003. State the, what is given? State the name of the process by which surface is manufactured. So this is not in syllabus, that you can. Second, concentrate surface is used in laboratory preparation of nitric acid and hydrochloric acid because it is less volatile. In your book you get the line less volatile. Then third one, write the equation for the laboratory preparation of following salt using sulfuric acid. So this first one, copper sulfate from copper. So this copper react with concentrated sulfuric acid. This will form copper sulfate, water and sulfur dioxide. Then next one is given lead sulfate from lead nitrate. So lead nitrate reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. So this will form 2HNO3 and lead sulfate. Now this 2003, third one is over. Now 2004. First one, name the catalyst. That is not in the syllabus. Second one, in the contact process, that is also not in the syllabus. Now 2005. 2005. First one, write balance equation for the following: potassium hydrogen carbonate and dilute sulfuric acid. So this potassium hydrogen carbonate and dilute sulfuric acid. So this will form K2SO4, H2O and sulfur dioxide. Then this second one, 2005. Second one, that sodium nitrate and concentrate sulfuric acid. So this sodium nitrate and concentrate sulfuric acid. So this will form NaHSO4 plus HNO3. The temperature is below 2 degrees Celsius. Now 2005, second question. Choose the property of sulfuric acid ABCD which is relevant to each of the following preparation 1 to 3. That typical acid non-volatile oxidizing dehydrating. So first one is given in the preparation of HCl. So in the preparation of HCl, what property you will use? Non-volatile. Non-volatile. Second one is given ethene from ethanol. If you go through your book, dehydrating property is given. So dehydrating agent. Dehydrating agent. Then third one, that copper sulfate from copper oxide. So this is acidic nature is there. Given acidic nature is dilute HCl, typical property dilute acid. So this is given dilute acid or acidic base. Then fourth one is only 3 are there. So it is 4. So in the first one non-volatile, second dehydrating, and third dilute acid or acidic nature. So this 2005 is over. Now 2006. So 2006. First question, name the process that is not in the syllabus. Second, which property of the surface account for its use as dehydrating agent? So strong affinity for water molecule. Strong affinity for water molecule. Strong affinity for water molecule. Then 2006, third one, concentrate sulfuric as oxidizing agent, non-volatile agent. Write the equation. So oxidizing agent, and then non-volatile. So this copper, when this copper react with concentrate sulfuric acid, this will form copper sulfate 2H2O and sulfur dioxide. Here oxidizing property is there. Then non-volatile, this NaCl heated with concentrate H2SO4 and temperature is below 200 degrees Celsius. So this will form NaHSO4 plus HCl. So in the first one oxidizing and second one is non-volatile. So now 2006 is over. Next one is 2007. So next 2007. So we take the 2007 up to 2006 we have completed. So now the 2007. First one. So write balance equation for the following. Lead sulfate from lead nitrate solution using dilute sulfuric acid. So this lead nitrate reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. This will form 2HNO3 and lead sulfate. Second one, copper sulfate from copper and concentrate sulfurication. With copper react with two molecules of concentrate sulfurication form copper sulfate 2s2 and sulfur dioxide. Then this is the first one. Second one, property of sulfuric acid listed below. Choose the property ABCD which is responsible for the reaction 1 to 5. So this first one is given, that the reaction with sugar is given. So here dehydrating agent, dehydrating agent. And the second reaction, just to go through your book, sulfur and H2SO4 is given. So here oxidizing agent is there. Oxidizing agent. Then third one is given NaCl and H2SO4. This is non-volatile. That is given in your book. Non-volatile. Yes, non-volatile. Non-volatile acid. Then fourth one, that copper and H2SO4, here acidic nature is given. So yes, A is the given acid. Then fifth one, that sodium carbonate and dilute sulfurication. So here also acid. So this question you keep in most important category. Such questions they are asking. Now the third one, dilute hydrochloric acid and dilute sulfurs are both colorless solution. How will the addition of barium chloride solution to each help you distinguish? It means they are asking, when the barium chloride solution is added in dilute HCl and dilute sulfuric acid, how can you differentiate? So when barium chloride solution is added in dilute hydrochloric acid, no precipitate is formed, but in dilute sulfuric acid, white precipitate is formed because of the formation of barium sulfate. So when barium chloride solution is added in dilute HCl, no precipitate is formed, no PPT is formed. When barium chloride solution is added in dilute H2SO4, white precipitate is formed due to the formation of barium sulfate. So just you see, this barium chloride react with H2SO4, is formed 2HCl and barium sulfate. Then fourth one, what is given? From HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, state which has the highest boiling point and lowest. So the highest will be H2SO4, highest, and the highest Bp, and lowest will be HCl. Because this is liquid and this one is gas. So now 2007 is over. Now 2008. So 2007 over. Now we take 2008. Board questions. 2008. We are going to discuss about the board questions of 2008. Up to 2007 we have completed. So now the 2008. First question. dilute H2SO4 will produce a white precipitate when added. This is the correct one. Lead nitrate. Then second one, identify the following substances. Liquid E can be dehydrated to produce ethanol. This is from the organic chemistry, so that's why they are asking ethanol. And this you can mark in your book, just to go through here in properties, dehydrating agent property where you studied. This is given on page number 212. Ethanol. Ethanol react with concentrate solution form ethene. So this you can mark there. Because 2 times they have asked you. So 2008, second one is over. Now third one is copy and complete the following inputs. So this contact process is given. So it is already removed from the syllabus. We are going to study. Now the fourth one is this baking use only of the substances given: dilute sulfuric acid, sodium carbonate, zinc, sodium sulfide, lead, calcium carbonate. Give equation for the reaction by which would you obtain hydrogen. So you have to get the hydrogen. So for hydrogen, what you will use? So just you see that for hydrogen, zinc and dilute sulfuric acid is there. So zinc and dilute sulfuric acid, this will form zinc sulfate and hydrogen. Then second one, it is asked you that this fourth one. Second one, ask sulfur dioxide. So sulfur dioxide you can get sodium sulfide and dilute sulfuric acid. So this sodium sulfide and dilute sulfuric acid. So this will form sodium sulfate, water and sulfur dioxide. Now this third one, 2008, that fourth question, third one, carbon dioxide. So for carbon dioxide, sodium carbonate and dilute sulfuric acid. So this carbon dioxide, sodium carbonate and dilute sulfuric acid. So this will form sodium sulfate, water and carbon dioxide. Now the fourth one, 2008, then fourth question and fourth part. Fourth part, zinc carbonate, 2 steps. So I suggest you can read it because this is coming from the preparation of the salt. It is not in a syllabus. Then fifth one, what property of concentrate is used when sugar turns black? So in the fifth one, what property is there? Dehydrating agent is there. Dehydrating agent. Then sixth one, write equation dilute H2SO4 and barium chloride and dilute H2SO4 and barium chloride. So this barium chloride react with dilute H2SO4 form 2HCl and barium sulfate. And the second one, that dilute H2SO4 and sodium sulfide. So the sodium sulfide is Na2S plus H2SO4. This will form Na2SO4 plus H2S. Then seventh one, which property of concentrate SO4 allows to be used in preparation of SaHO3? So non-volatile nature. In this one, non-volatile nature. So because of this measure, you are able to prepare HCl and HNO3. So here 2009 also 2009 that name the gas you are formula not accepted, the gas that can be oxidized to sulfur. So H3S. H3S can be oxidized to sulfur. So up to here we have completed 2009. So rest we will discuss in next video.